como un trompo, acelerado y pico. Me siento medio tonto y mientras más te acercas, más nervioso me pongo. Si te pasas de fresca, juro que no respondo. Muévelo, muévelo.
World's best gather here. XBL baseball starts now.
It's crushed to the moon, and we're tied.
He picks it up on the second, over to first in time for the double play that ends the inning.
That's gone.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Trying to repeat.
It's good!
It's over to the pen! This game is over!
Oh! Crushed! Left field! Off the pole!
Domingo Bell, deep right center field, carrying, and it's gone!
That was hit hard. Left center field, did she do it again? To the wall!
Swung on Bell to the deep left field. Is this baby gone? A grand slam!
Champion! The AAA World Series is over! What a line shot!
I can't believe my eyes.
Okay, we're here. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. It was capturing the wrong device. We are here. We're back for games 3 and 4 of Billy versus Spliff. We've got a split so far in the series, 1-1, with both teams putting up a good amount of runs. Spliff with a surprising game 2 amount of runs, and Billy doing what he normally does. But we've got Mist in the booth for all 4 games tonight, as we've got a AAA doubleheader on your AAA Final 4 week, something we're really excited to bring you. So how are you doing tonight, Mist?
I'm doing good. Got a nice little cup win under my belt right before I came in here. Something I really needed. So that's kind of it's kind of like the Red Bull gives you wings. So now I'm all set. Forecasts for me is nothing.
Yeah, forecast and Mist is ready to jump. He's the guy. If anyone's going to be in forecast, we want Mist because he's got. We know I posted that clip in XBL highlight reel of Mist just perfectly to a T, calling what Snowbird was about to do. But tonight in our first set, like I said, we've got Billy and Spliff, and we'll go over these keys real quick. Billy was the number 2 in the Long Ball Award voting this year, and he's shown it through 2 games in this series. Even with the loss in game 2, he was able to put up, I believe, 7 runs, and in the first game put up more than that. So Billy's showing that he's consistent at the plate. Whether he struggles in the field or pitching or whatnot, you can always rely on him at the plate. And I think that's a big factor and a big difference in him and Spliff's game so far. But it's going to be interesting to see exactly how Spliff can manage to try to hold Billy to a reasonable run scoring number. But Billy just seems like he's really on top of his game right now. The rookie really showing out.
Yeah, I've already noticed one thing, Unicorn, is Spliffy's such a good pitcher. He's not going to overreact to a player hitting a few balls. Where I know I tend to really kind of overreact to a couple good swings on a certain pitch or something like that. So half my series against Billy, I wouldn't throw him anything other than a changeup or a curveball because he scared me off of basically a fastball of any kind, unless I had like 90 velo or something. Then of course you can put it up there a little bit in the corners. But I think Spliffstar, his pitching. We said he's the one pitcher in here in the Final 4 that's really he didn't really have the best season for pitching, but we know that that's irrelevant. He's right up there with Gex, and he'll be fine. The scoring from him was really kind of shocking to see in game 2, though.
Yeah, like you said, Spliff's season stats didn't necessarily show the level of a pitcher that he is compared to the norm that we've seen his last few seasons in AAA. He's up there for Von Asen pretty much every year that he plays. His stats are a little bit higher this season, but when you get in the playoffs, you expect someone to take it up a notch on both ends, and Spliff taking it up a notch on pitching is something that's really going to be scary for anybody, even with Billy's consistency. And like you just mentioned, Spliff was able to put up 11 runs of his own in game 2, and that's something that we know Billy can struggle with from time to time, and his games this year is giving up some runs, and Spliff was able to do that. Spliff really throughout the playoffs has shown so much improvement in his skill at the plate. I think he's switched to contact swinging more than power, and I think that's paid huge dividends for him, and he's going to have to continue scoring the way he did in game 2, because you might be able to keep Billy to a reasonable run scoring number, but you're not going to be able to shut him down, so you're going to have to put up some of them. That third note right there, home teams. So we've got Shaka for Billy, which is incredible if you look at the way he scored. Shocking, because he's playing at Shaka, and he's got the numbers that he has on offense. And then meanwhile, we've got the Bengata Bowl for Spliffstar over there in the Matrix. Both pretty deep stadiums. We know Bengata's shorter down the lines, but both some of the bigger stadiums in the league. And you would think that would play to Spliff's advantage, but like we brought up, Billy's been able to score just fine. So it's hard to see if there's an advantage or not. And it's going to be interesting. Now we've got a split both ways. In a long series, you might see something like that come to fruition. And maybe the stadium does take advantage for the veteran Spliff.
Yeah, I'm just kind of now drinking in the fact that Billy was at Shaka all. Snowbird and myself were both at Founders, which is not the tiniest stadium, but it's an offensive stadium. So that kind of speaks, if you look at the runs per game and stuff, I mean, I think there was a massive gap between everybody and Billy, and then kind of a huge gap between him and Snow. And then he's playing at Shaka. So, but another thing is Billy. I think Billy can pitch when he really has to, much similar to the way Spliffstar can hit when he really has to, if you know what I mean. Like when they're really pressed, that kind of brings out the best of them, which we saw in Game 2 with Spliffstar. So now it's up to Billy. Billy needs to grab Game 3 here, I think. He can't let this pitcher get ahead of him.
Right, and I think that's a great point because when you get into a deep series, that's when more or less you're going to see pitchers figure out the batters more so than batters figure out the pitchers. And we know that Spliff is more of a veteran and Billy's a rookie, so it's going to be pretty crazy to see. And we all know how pivotal a Game 3 can be. Billy's going to be at home to start off. He won Game 1 at home, so we're going to see if he can keep that home field advantage despite the fact he's playing at the biggest stadium. So we're going to get it hot and heavy from Spliff and Billy themselves. They said Game 3 and 4s are real doozies, and they said they're really some exciting games. Obviously, we don't know ahead of time, but it sounds like we've got some great action in store tonight, and then we've obviously got the 2 games later on. So we've got Spliff and Billy, Game 3, seeing who can get a leg up and take advantage in this series. We're going to switch everything over and get it right at you. I'll catch y'all here in just a second. Music on, of course, stream not showing. It'll give me 1 second. I did the same crap yesterday. There we go. We look like we're ready to rock.
Sweet.
All right, we are loading into, like we said, Shaka, home of Billy Banquo and his Toronto Mighty Mallards, trying to live up to the name of Luke Archer, who's obviously, we all know, the original Duck team and the original dog in the league, just really dominated for a few seasons. Him and Lazy really battled out back and forth, and we talked early in the season about can he live up to that sort of logo, and man oh man is he. His first season in the AAA, he finds himself in the semifinals, and not only he's mimicking something you would expect from a Luke Archer with all the run scoring that he has. And we're going to see Adriana Torres on the mound with an interesting arsenal. No moving fastball, but she's got 4 pitches. Oh wow. Before I can even catch my breath, very first pitch swinging, and the Matrix find themselves with a leadoff single here in Game 3.
Yeah, this isn't really a good arsenal against Spliffy. But one thing I want to say is, you don't miss though any night game is a hitter's park. So even though this is Shaka, this is now a hitter's park because you can see the ball so well. And I know everybody doesn't hit the same, but that's my attitude.
Yeah, when I do BP, I purposely don't do night games just because I feel a lot more comfortable in that setting. But right there, we see a great time steal from Spliff with that speed on first. He did get struck out, Adriano Torres with the really high ERA, nearly at 10, but look at that velocity and junk. You think it might be a factor of that accuracy, and it's low accuracy, and there's a slider left on the play. He's got a lot of speed. He's rounding third. It's going to be a close play, and an early cannon from left field, able to get him out at the plate. Could have been huge for momentum in the first inning to take that first run, but Billy's left fielder says no, able to gut him out, even with all that speed rounding.
Yeah, and we're already seeing slider is not a pitch against someone who bats in the manner that Spliffstar does. So that slider, it'd be interesting to see how quick Billy picks up that's not a pitch against this type of batter. He's going to have to rely on the triangle.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Spliff can find himself hitting more on count than watching the ball sometimes. And good diving catch from Simpson there. And when you throw that slider, that's more of a pitch on people that really have a good eye, because you can use it to get a chase or two.
Right.
But after that somewhat questionable base running decision and a good throw from left field, it stays tied at the bottom of the first. And now Billy steps up to the plate. We'll see. Has Spliffstar figured anything out on the mound, or is Billy going to do more of the same with this run scoring? He's got a weaker, low velo pitcher on the mound, and just like the Matrix did, now Billy starts off with a leadoff hit, but not a single. He's got a double off the wall.
Yeah, well, once again, slider is not a pitch against Billy, so they're both running sliders. I would look for something other than that here. I think they'll figure it out quickly, though. We won't see sliders in the second half of this game.
Yeah, I would agree with you. They're gonna figure out pretty quick. Same arsenal on both of these pitchers, but the Oracle for Spliffstar does have that cut fastball, really high junk, pick officer as well, and gets a chase on a cutter right there. Billy's relatively got a good eye, but that one's way inside. Brings the runner to third now, and now a chance to take the lead for Billy here with just one out. Infield comes in. Spliffstar trying to prevent the early run. 0 ERA on this pitcher. I wonder how many games she has under her belt in the playoffs. And now the infield in hurts him. You'd think that he could have got to that with the regular infield. And now going to second. And another base running decision that turns out wrong. And he's thrown out at second. Billy and Spliff both trouble on the base pass. But Billy is able to convert a run. 1-0 here in game 3.
Yeah, this is already reminding me of Latanimal versus Dynasty last season, where we saw some of the oddest decisions in the history of man. So maybe just a little bit of jitters here. They're both really excited. After going 1-1, they both can taste it.
Yeah, not any knock on Spliff's baseball IQ or anything, but you would expect him to be a lot more aggressive on the base pass. And here's going to be a double play. Yeah, double play ball. But you would expect him to be more aggressive just because the way he struggles to score a little more. Billy, you would expect to be safer because he's got such a strong bat. And now a quick inning for Billy and the Mallards on the mound. Spliffstar after making some noise in the first. Quick 3 outs in the second.
I will say, if I remember correctly, Unicorn, and now it's 20 years ago, but when Billy defeated me in this playoffs a round ago, I believe there were a few of those odd base running goofs. I'm not sure how great he is. He feels sort of like kind of a bumper runner, you know what I mean? Where you kind of get confused as to which button, if you have multiple runners on there. It can be hard.
Yeah, and we see a really weak slider right there, right in the middle of the zone. Lucky for it to only be a single. Spliffstar really good at location, but that one got away from him. Once again, a red reticle. I think he's got Steeler trait on first with decent speed. It'll be interesting if he does take a bag with that catcher arm and pick officer as well. And like I mentioned, 0 ERA for the Oracle, but in our very first inning here in the semifinals gives up a run. See if she's able to remain calm-headed. Cool, calm, and collected, they say, on the mound here. Yeah, it is Steeler over there at first base. With that speed, it can matter. It's almost negated by the pick officer. Heavy dose of cutters, 2-0 count. Black uniforms for the Matrix, white for the Mallards.
Oh, nice accuracy.
Now we got a full count. See what he gives him here. If he's going to go back to that slider. No, he sticks with the fastball up and on the corner, and Billy's able to get a hold of it. It's left field. Is he going to find a gap? He can't get there with the stretch. He's going to round third and score another run after a double off of that same exact spot in the wall. Billy, back-to-back innings, putting up one run. Now the pitcher comes up to the plate. Slider well located in a untraditional spot there.
Yeah, that's probably the one place you can throw the slider, though. That's actually a really good pitch against anybody. It's just hard to locate. But if you can locate it, it's hard to hit a slider that's coming from behind your head.
Yeah, it looks weird on the game for sure. Shortstop with an early dive cost them right there. Now the pitcher is able to get a leadoff single, and that's not what you want. You want the pitcher to be an automatic out, but good job by Spliff. But he's going to hit into a double play opportunity here again. Sprinter is activated, and Sprinter saves him as he's able to get to first and not get the double play ball. A lot of speed on first base again.
Yeah, that might inspire me to put my second sprinter back into my season 18 because I'm a big believer in that sprinter to stay out of double plays.
Oh yeah, I love the sprinter because I know how double play prone I am. And the steal's not going to work even with all that speed. Cannon arm on the catcher, and he's able to gun him out. A couple of base running gaps already for Spliffstar, and now some fielding gaps too in this inning from Billy. A somewhat sloppy game from these two so far. Definitely see the nerves. They know how pivotal Game 3 can be in a semifinals and any playoff series, but you know the intensity ramps up a notch every round you go, and that one might turn into a single because of the slow roll, and it does. And Spliff has 2 on now with 2 outs with this batter up. We'll see if he can do anything with it. Oh boy, it's deep. Right field off-speed hitter is engaged. Is it going to get over the fence? And it does, and Spliff answers. After a fielding mistake over there that let the first runner on, then a slow roller. Now the Matrix send one over that right field wall and take the lead.
I think that pitch was actually at the extreme top of the zone. That was quite a swing from Spliffstar.
Able to get the third out there, but man, you don't see a whole lot of home runs out of the Matrix, but what a big one right there. And now you shift all the momentum back to your side. And if you're Spliff, you're going to try to get a shutout inning here and build on it after giving up 1 run in the first and the second.
Yeah, I think Spliffy heard me say that it's a hitter's park, so he had to go deep there.
Yeah. That's what we know Shaka for, home runs.
Exactly.
Couple of quick outs now for Billy, and you're really seeing a little bit of the momentum shifting, the home run, and now a couple of quick outs. If he can get a third out here, the Matrix might be starting to build something here. 2-1 count on a low changeup.
Yeah. The one thing, if I'm Spliffstar, oh boy, that I think he red circled that. Oh, he's lucky.
Yeah, that's the problem. Billy runs Shaka, and Billy would have probably 15, 20 more home runs this season, I bet, if he didn't run Shaka because of hits like that.
Oh yeah, at least that.
And we know Billy wants more home runs. He was in the chat after the end of the season like, what stadium do I run? And we pretty much all said, literally anything but Shaka, buddy. And you'll instantly increase your run scored. Another well-struck ball left field. The Matrix is going to hit it almost to the warning track, but not enough. Oh, reticled, though. Tense on the mound. And quick bat speed right there from the Matrix as they're able to get a man on first. We're seeing some quick action here already on the top of the 4th in your Game 3 of the semifinals. Bunter on the catcher. Always interesting to me when people run bunter without sprinter. Or without speed in general. There's really hardly any speed on his catcher.
Yeah, I would only run it with no speed on like a bench player that you might want to bring in specifically to bunt just to move a runner. But yeah. Yeah, the bunter sprinter. That's, I think Rise and Fall has a bunter sprinter.
Oh, big catch!
Go to
if
second.
he goes to second, he gets the double play. We're seeing the nerves really, really come out, I would say, so far. Don't you think, Miss? Through 4 innings, it seems like these are plays that anyone in this league is typically gonna make.
Yeah, but I think you just mentioned Billy asking questions. I don't think Billy has played this game a tenth as long as some of Ox and Hummus and some of these guys. What a home run there! Bounced off the
top of the fence, but not enough speed to get over there in left field and jump up for it.
But yeah, I think I think Billy is extreme talent. I don't think it's because he's played a lot. Kind of like when Dynasty came in without playing PvP and finished last his first season, and the next season was basically scoring 13 runs a game.
That's what makes someone like Billy so scary. You see someone like Dynasty come in and they've never played PvP and struggle, and then the next season break all sorts of records after getting some PvP under their belt.
Yeah, very very similar. Yep. And I remember the first match of the week I had against Dynasty. He beat me, I think, in game 1. And game 2, I stole like 20 bases on him because he just was so green. And I got momentum, and he got distracted. You know what I mean? Like, you haven't played PvP, and you just get flustered, and you just start doing things that a normal player that's had more experience just wouldn't be doing. Just like that play that he threw to first base, you almost never see that on that type of play. When you can see the runners is what I mean.
Right. And now both pitchers tense on the mound, 3-3. Just in the bottom of the fourth, we've got a relatively high-scoring game here for being this early on, but you love to see it dead even. Slider misses, full count now. This one's going to miss off the zone, but he swings, and he's able to put another one over there dangerously into the left field. What a well-struck ball on a really difficult pitch to hit, a well-located changeup. And the Mighty Mallards are really doing all their damage in between left and center field right now.
Yeah, and that's exactly the type of pitch you have to get a few hits on against someone like Spliffstar, because you're going to go through some big gaps where that's the best pitch you're going to get is a changeup on the dead corner, and you might have to get a hit or two out of those.
Yeah, we've already seen quite a few balls be hit into play, and sometimes you feel like Metalhead codes it in, where some games it just seems like they want you to score a lot, and this is starting to shape up to be a game like that. Some of these really tough pitches, but this is not going to be one of those. It's a double play from the pitcher.
Wow, she was literally walking to first base there. But another thing is, I don't think these arsenals are the best for these two players, and I think we kind of mentioned it earlier. I mean, this gal Torres does have quite a bit of velo and jump, but she has almost no accuracy. And again, I don't think Slider is going to impress Spliffstar all that often. I mean, she's held her own, considering, but...
Yeah, really only gave up that one big shot. It's her fielding behind her that has really let her down. If they were able to get that play over there, that weak pop-up at first, it might be 0-4 right now, but the leads have shifted back and forth. And she's got... What is that trait? Choker has got her down to 0 accuracy.
Yeah, that's pressure bar related there, Uni.
Yeah, and in a close game, if you run choker on your starter, you do not want a one-run game going for a long time. You want it to be more spread out so you don't have to deal with that. But he's able to work out of it right there and maneuver his way to another shutout inning. We've seen Spliff shut out in 4 innings and have that one big home run. Meanwhile, Billy is kind of doing what you would expect Spliff to do and scoring 1 or 2 runs an inning. They're kind of flipping roles here as the Mighty Mallards are not necessarily small balling, but scoring in small doses. And meanwhile, the Matrix have that one big home run that stands out.
Yeah, and you know, roster building matters. Spliffy's been around a little bit longer than Billy has, and I can't imagine anybody that knows this game well putting choker on a high velo starter. I mean, there's no reason to do that. You just can't do that.
And that one's going to find its way, up the gap, and we've got 2 on with 1 out now. Mojo down again for the starting pitcher. This is a big spot with this batter up. RBI hero, really waning stats on this starter. Yeah, he might look at the bullpen in a scenario like this. Brings in the ace, Trainman. Another slider on this pitcher with no curveball. Brings him heat on the first pitch, 0-1.
Trainman is tough, believe me. The way Spliff can locate this dude is rough. And
he's able to take care of it right field, and he's not able to dive for it once again out of reach. It's going to score 2, I think. Morse throws it home with a great arm. It's not going to matter, though, in a 2-run. Man, Billy's just hitting these gaps in left and right field. And once again, another inning where he scored 2. We'll see if the Matrix are able to hold it down. You don't want to let this thing get blown wide open. And once again, a right field gap, and it's going to score another on another double. Billy really hitting most of his hits off of the slider. I'm surprised we haven't seen like less of the slider like you, Brian. Once again, it gets over and it's left field, and it's going to score another. 3-8. This game is blown wide open for the Mighty Mallards here in the bottom of the 5th.
That's just good hitting. None of those last 3 pitches were bad pitches. Now running the slider, lays off it.
I think if you're Matrix, good diving stop from second over to first, and it is going to be in time. Gets him out of it, but gives up 4. And if I'm the Matrix, I'm really giving a heavy dose of changeups in these scenarios against a batter like Billy. And there's a drop dive, and the RNG helps out Spliff, and that's something you need. But the momentum completely against you now at this point. It's been flipping back and forth, and first baseman is injured. Hang on a second. Sprained wrist. Sprained wrist in this game gets you like 4 bars down. It did. 4 bars down. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
I love every time in this game. Oh, my God. Another RNG. And Spliff is getting lucky. And Mojo down on the shortstop and the pitcher and an injury at first. What a terrible inning for the Mighty Mallards team. Really going against them right now.
Yeah, and in fairness, that was a really tough play for the shortstop. Not too surprising to bobble that, but it's starting to snowball. And Spliffy's the type of player that can take advantage of that.
Oh, my. Is he going to round home? He does round for home.
Oh, no, you can't go home. Oh, he got there. Wow.
I can't believe it. Billy's team is trying to throw the game. I think the coach has money on it.
Yeah, I thought there was more arm coming there, but it didn't seem to get there. And now, oh boy, here we go.
Oh man, and this game has been exciting. Let me tell you, it's going back and forth. The momentum, it's not a lead change yet, but man, oh man, are we seeing the momentum shift all the way back to the Matrix side? There's no outs, and there's a well-struck ball on a slider.
Oh boy. Yeah, this is one of those innings where from the first pitch on, you know, Metalhead became a blood enemy of Billy because you could just feel it right off the bat, and now he's got to pull the pitcher.
Yeah, this is 100%. Oh, my gosh, I can't even catch my breath. Another hit from the Matrix, and they've got the bases loaded with no out, and Billy is wondering what he can do right now. That was actually a pretty well-located ball on the outside. He bought him Billy Beam, by the way.
Yeah, but that's classic Spliffy.
Oh, no.
Oh, nice play there. But Spliffstar gambled that this guy's coming in throwing fastballs, and he did.
Oh, this one could turn into a double or triple play. Another
boy.
bad
Oh,
throw.
no.
Oh, my God. You got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me.
That's on first base. What was that throw?
Is this AAA or single A? We're seeing some very interesting plays, and it's deep right field. Is it going to find its way into the bullpen? It does. It hits the top deck. A grand slam for the Zion Matrix, and oh my gosh, just in the blink of an eye, we're up to 12-8. What a turnaround just in one inning. This is incredible.
Yeah, Big Dozier coming in there swinging again. Spliffstar taking advantage, knows this pitcher wants to burn that fastball by him. He's not having it.
What an incredible game we have going here, and we're just in the 6th inning, y'all. It's 12-8 right now. Matrix are known for pitching. They have 12 runs.
Yeah, and this is another case where experience plays a role. Billy might not have any clue how to get anything going here, whereas a veteran might have certain types of pitches and certain things to maybe slow this down a little bit.
Another just weak hit over, and like you said, Metalhead's really put the players have done well at the plate, yes, but Metalhead has their fingerprints all over this. We're seeing so many balls that are just weak hits into the outfield. We're seeing a lot of drops. He is able to get that one there, doesn't turn to second. But Metalhead, this is one of those games, we all know it. When you play PvP enough, you know some games just feel like you can't get a hit because of Metalhead. And then some games like this, another ball on the outside. It's going to be close, and he's out, and a huge third out from the Mallards. They're finally able to get out of this inning, but not unscathed at all. I didn't catch how many he scored. That had to be like 9 or 10 runs.
Yeah, and the worst thing you can do against a player that's kind of a momentum type is to continue to throw pitches on the plate when the wheels come off. You cannot do that. You've got to start making them think about it, even if you're throwing a changeup straight at the dirt, because a lot of these folks are smart enough to know if I just swing and put the bat anywhere close to the ball, Metalhead's going to create some kind of a bloop. But those weren't even bloops. Those are line drives because he's putting it in there for him and he's just going for it, which is smart.
Yeah, I think Spliff is definitely veteran savvy enough and has played enough PvP to realize what this game has got coded in. If you put a bat on the ball, you've got a good chance to get on base. Now we're going to see another pinch hitter. The bullpens are already getting really shallow, as you would expect in a game scoring like this. Billy's looking to strike back after we saw him blow it open, and then the Matrix were able to come right back in another gapper, and it just seems like he does it every inning.
Here. Oh, boy.
No outs. He fires it into the cutoff. Going to be held at second and third.
Came with that slider. That got rocked. So now the tables have turned already with no outs.
Every half inning, it switches back the other direction, and that one struck well deep in right field. Is it going to find its way out? And it does. We see another home run here at Shaka. What stadium are we talking about? This feels like, I don't know. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, Mist. You're always right. It makes no sense. We're at Shaka. You say Hitters Park, and it's 13-11. Like, come on, dude. I don't know how you know these things. 13-11. Game has been back and forth the whole time. We're in Game 3 of the AAA semifinals between these two, split 1-1. And man, if y'all aren't having fun, at least I am. This is an epic ball game so far through 6 innings.
Yeah. At this point, I don't think either coach knows whether to take 20 minutes to cuss out his pitchers or if he wants to dig in. But there it is.
It's the deepest part of the field, and it doesn't matter. When you get that sound, you know it's an absolute nuke. The 6th home run for Hero.
And he's probably locked in because he had a bomb earlier. Hero did.
My Lord, the whole lineup's going to be locked in by the end of this. The only thing going against him is the drops.
Yeah,
13-12.
Yeah, he awoke the sleeping giant here. But even so, you're happy to be Spliffstar here because you're still looking mighty good compared to what you were.
Yeah, I mean, those 10 runs, you thought you had some cushion. You put up 10 runs, and next thing you know, you're only up 1 run right now, dude. This is absolutely insane.
Yeah, 10's not always enough in a hitter's park.
And I got to call out Pseudo here real quick. Like, stop with the OG stuff, bro. Live in the moment. Like I was telling Ted earlier. Live in the moment, brother. Look at this game going on. This is insane. Here comes Jackie Junk. Really high junk. Super interesting arsenal. Are you seeing this, Miss? He's got the 4-seam, screwball, and curveball. Maybe something you've literally never seen. And once again shows the fact that Billy's a rookie, which is what is so scary because rookie season and you're in the semifinals and you don't even know the tricks of the league yet.
Yeah, actually, you're right. I can't recall seeing that particular arsenal. But yeah, I'm thinking that Pluto's in here in the chat. He must have thought this was an XBL cast. This is a AAA cast.
He falls asleep during these.
So you know. Yeah, this is
it's your nap
obviously
time,
a mistake. He might have joined in just because it's Shaka, I would imagine.
He heard that there was a decent dosage of curveball and said he's got to get a piece of this.
Yeah. Some tells me he'll get on the horn and get Dark Raider in here fairly soon.
And Pseudo's completely right. Is this not Axel Flash? This is exactly Axel Flash. We've got 13-12, but this is indeed not Axel Flash. This is Billy and Spliff.
You know what it also is, Unicorn, is what I said earlier, which was Lat and Dynasty were doing this exact same dance.
It's been nearly impossible to call the game because these guys are swinging early. They're getting hits. There's people constantly on a carousel. Y'all don't quote me on it, but they're running the bases. That's for sure. There's always someone active. And once again, hit over there left field, and we've got a single. Smith with a good snag, something that could have turned into trouble. The edge of his reach. Bottom of the 7th. Pressure bar's up to 3. That one's middle. right to the shortstop.
Oh boy, lucky! Wow.
Yeah, incredibly lucky with the way these two have been hitting. And I didn't get to even mention that Link has been brought in. Elite screwball. Look at that ERA, .56, and a dangerous arsenal.
Yeah, that's a brutal arsenal.
High velo, high junk. He needs a lot of innings out of this guy because the way this is looking, this one might be going to extras. Cutter on the inside, 3-1 count. Not what you want to give to Billy the way he's batting. This fastball is going to find the zone, but he misses. Full count now. Cutter's going to find the zone, and then he hits it deep right field. It's going to find itself inside the line. Does the guy have enough to round third? Great arm in right field, but he sends him anyways. It's going to be a play at the plate, but he is safe. And we're all tied up here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, and it's all momentum now because I don't think I've ever seen Spliffstar lose a cutter over the plate like that one. As soon as he let it go, you could almost feel it hitting the wall, and sure enough, it did.
It's been hard to mention, but I do think watching this game, Spliff has been a little bit less. He's been fine on accuracy. But when you know someone like Spliff, it feels like he almost always gets a 99 pitch well reticled. He's been a little bit off, like that curveball right there, and you've seen it cost him. It's 13-13, but huge shout out to Spliff on the other end, the way he's been able to score. And there's a third out of the inning. We're going into our last 2 innings, folks. It's 13-13. We got a tie ball game. We're at like 30 hits, I think, in this game right now. Clutch bars are going to be a factor for the rest of it. Fastball hitter, well struck, not going to matter though. Fly out to right field. Sanchez Swift able to haul it in. Look at this closing pitcher, completely juiced up. Clutch is engaged, velo and junk really, really high. Another 3-pitch arsenal. Slider once again.
Ooh.
Well-struck changeup, but once again, Shaka plays its part. It's not going to get out in center field. First pitch prayer and still some crazy stats, and he swings at the first pitch, and once again you hear that noise, and it's off to left field, and wow. Again, the lead is switched up. It went from back and forth from Billy and Spliff. Then Billy was able to get it tied, and now Spliff once again takes the lead here late in the ball game. That one's going to drop right field.
Boy.
Able to snag it on the dive.
This pitcher doesn't have the accuracy, and that's what's. I mean, she's got a lot of talent, but the accuracy right now is this isn't going to do it. The way these hits are falling.
Right, and there's a third out. Yeah, accuracy is something that matters to some people and doesn't matter to others, depending what kind of pitcher you are and just how confident you are in your location. But we're seeing the accuracy problems from Billy's pitchers with those traits really bringing it down, and the fact that both pitchers have been tense nearly the entire game.
Brutal screwball from Spliffy there. Even Billy taking a second look at that.
Here comes a fastball in the outer corner. Watches it. 2-2 count. Link still feeling really good on the mound. Nasty screwball once again on the outside and gets a strikeout. Might be the first strikeout of the game right there. Seems like every hit has been over the wall or to it. Yeah, it's a healthy dose of bloopers as well to load the bases for these guys. Link finally starting to wane a little bit at 23 pitches. Ooh, he's able to snag one right there. Gets the second out. Look at this batter. We'll see if he pitches to him. Completely juiced up 4-hole. That's a weak pitch, and he hits it deep right field. We hear that noise yet again, and it's over the second wall. No, it's off the top of it. And man, oh man, we're tied again. Hero with what? I believe he's got 3 home runs in this ball game.
Yeah, he's got the, what is it, the golden sombrero, the silver sombrero, something like that. Usually that's strikeouts, but he's got 3.
Yeah, you would think Spliff is the type of guy, he normally does walk batters like that. He's pitched to him all game and really paid the price every single time. And now another gapper from Billy. And the game went from tied to now Spliff's in danger of being down the way Billy's hitting. Just one more decent hit with that speed on second. And look at this guy at the plate. Great contact. Decent power.
And I was just thinking with 2 outs and nobody on that the way this game is going, you cannot let down and give up an easy, you know what I mean? Like even 1 out is precious. And sure enough, he bombs one. Now he's got another hit.
And this pitcher really struggling on the stats now. 3-1 count. We'll see if he gives him a strike to hit. The curveball's going to find the zone. He's going to watch it. Full count. A chance to break the tie here.
The stats really dwindling, though.
Ooh.
Oh!
Nasty fastball on the low bottom of the zone.
Brutal pitch.
We're going into the top of the ninth, folks. We're at 45 hits right now, 14-14. First batter in the lineup up for the Matrix, exactly how you want to start something like this. Swings on the second pitch. Sprinter's not going to matter here. Gets the first out for Billy. Now Agent Smith's going to come up to the plate. This closer's only at 8 pitches. Now only 9 pitches and got 2 outs. Not the start you want if you're the Matrix. Neo up, one of the strongest batters in the lineup, if not the strongest. Swings again. He's got enough speed. It might not matter, though, and it doesn't. And wow, 3-pitch inning, or 4 pitches from Billy right there. And we're in the bottom of the ninth, and Billy's got a chance for a walk-off here, folks. It's 14-14. Now we're looking at a pinch hitter. Is he going to keep this pitcher in? And he does.
Interesting. Yeah, if I'm a Matrix fan, I'm concerned. I didn't like what I just saw in that last half inning. It seemed like that pitcher was really starting to feel good about her game. So even if Billy doesn't score right now, I mean, if you look at this just in Vegas right now, the Matrix are going to really have to dig.
Yeah, full count. This pitcher really waning. Here comes the nasty screwball, though. He's able to get a jolt into it right field, and she snags it off the back shoulder. A little bit lucky there. I thought that one was going to drop in. Wow, 8-hole with these stats.
Yeah. You can't give up a lead hit in that type of an inning. So that was a monster play by the right fielder. And now you've got an easy second out.
Yeah, 2 outs. Pitcher's up. It looks like he's going to keep her in.
Yeah, you can't pull her. She looked too good that last half inning. Leave her in there.
Yeah, and I think both of these 2 guys are very aware that this seems like it's going to go deep into extras. Even if they score runs, the other guy's got some in the bag. This is a weak fastball, though. Pitcher hits it foul.
She put a charge into that.
And there's a walk on the pitcher, and you're seeing the accuracy be a problem here for the reliever. I wonder if he's just trying to get out of this inning because of the pinch hit location and where he's at in the lineup. I think he's at 4-hole, though. And now we see a couple of hits, and he's got to look at the bullpen here. You cannot give up one more hit. It might end the ball game.
I think he's got a submariner in the pen at some point.
He's going to keep him.
Oh, my.
He's going to keep him. Link still on the mound. Not great speed at second, but a decent hit here is going to end this.
He might be thinking low velo is his friend just to get a lucky out. Now, that was misreticled.
A little misreticle, but that screwball was been a trouble for Billy. And, sir, yes, sir, we get some free baseball. We're going into the 10th. Dozer up, who's got a home run in this ball game. Hit that one well.
Ooh.
A pretty bad fastball there, but yeah, like you said, huge. He's got a leadoff single here at the top of the 10th.
Now you put a little doubt in that pitcher's mind after she steamrolled him the last half inning. Every pitch she threw, he got a terrible look at. But now he's got a lead. Like I said, you can't give up leadoff singles in these types of games.
Why is he looking to sub here? I'm confused. He subbed in a base runner for one of his best bats. I guess Spliff is hoping that he can score a run right here and then lock down on the mound.
Go.
But every batter you face in this lineup on both sides is going to be locked in for the most part, so you're not going to have a single easy batter. And there's a double play ball, and does the speed pay off? It doesn't, and it's a double play. And man, oh man, the Matrix sub out one of their best batters, and it completely backfires.
Yeah, and that batter at the plate had fastball hitter and clutch at level 4. That was about the most jacked batter I've ever seen. And hits into a double play. That is rough.
A double play, and now the pop-up for the 3rd out. And Billy once again comes up with a chance to win this ball game. Now we're looking at the pin here. Gonna sub in a better 3rd baseman after that pinch run. Is he gonna keep the reliever in? I think you're right, Mist. He's really wanting this low velo to pay off.
I think he wants the low velo because he's seen a little bit too much of Billy catching up. And as long as he feels like he can get a little bit of accuracy. See, that's a fantastic pitch.
Yeah, he's locating really well for what his accuracy's at. And
Yeah,
I
as
think
long
he's
as you can-
smart with the low velo. As long as he's able
Yeah,
to locate at
as long
this.
as you can locate it, keep throwing it.
Exactly. As long as he's able to locate, I think it's definitely the smart move to go low
Oh,
velo,
that's
but that's
questionable.
bad, and it's right field. It's
Oh,
going to
and
find another gap. And now we've got a one-out double, and Billy, just like last inning, has a chance to strike here with just one out. Could this game be over in the 10th?
Yeah, so now it's decision time. Do you want to stick with it? You got no stats on that pitcher. And
Going
he just
for
hit
the
curveball,
double play
and now you're
setup.
walking him. Does he yank him?
He's looking.
He's got a submariner there and switch.
He's
That's
only got
brutal.
a closer left. That's what the problem is. But I mean,
think
there's
you have
really
to
no
go,
point.
yeah.
Even if your closer loses stats, look, you've got a 5-pitch closer, which is surprising.
Yeah, he's got a mega junk. That's not a good pitch, but got by him.
Yeah, I got lucky. Here comes a cutter inside. We've got 2 on with 1 out. Slider on the outside finds it. A nasty
wicked.
pitch. Rally stopper as well engaged. That slider is, it looks like it's coming 6 feet across the plate, and he's able to get the...
but that location was horrific. That is not where you want that pitch, and he got bailed out on a pop-up.
Yeah, I think that's one of those situations where it's the submarine for the first time you've seen it this game, and you're able to get away with some of that stuff. We see a weak fastball and a weak slider get by Billy. And this might be the last pinch hitter here.
I think slider middle low in the zone is just a terrible pitch, especially to opposite hand.
1-2 count here. Barr's at 4. Gets him to chase. Third baseman's able to get there.
Whoa.
If that would have dropped, that would have been the ball game.
That's rough. I thought that was a hit uni. I don't know how that ball died. He did get sawed off pretty badly.
Yeah. Closer finally starting to wane. 18 pitches in. Bad swing up top. Clutch engage is still helping her stats a little bit. That's a well-struck ball left field, but not going to find. And after we saw so much fireworks through 9, it seems in extras now these batters are starting to struggle against these pitchers.
Yeah, I think the pressure is starting to multiply now. It's not as easy to get on a ball as it was.
Yeah, exactly. And we got the back end of the order up here. Another hit over to second. It's going to be a couple outs, and you've got to leave the pitcher. You have no choice. You got no one else left. That was a weak slider. Luckily, it was the pitcher for him. We're seeing some weak pitches, just luckily not in this game. It's a 1-run game, guys. We get 1 home run, and we've seen plenty of them so far tonight, and this game's over. You got to be on your toes for sure when Billy's at the plate. He's known as a power hitter. 3-0 on the first batter here. Missed reticle a little bit, but it's able to get in there. Great pitch on the outside.
Whoa.
Here comes the
Oh,
slider.
did he nail it?
Ooh.
Good swing. Good swing just to get on. That was a great decision for that pitch, but Billy just didn't get enough of it. Oh, that's rough.
The slider looks so nasty on this closer, and if you're Spliff here, you really need to attack the strike zone. And he does. 3 straight pitches and a looking strikeout for the second out. But look who's up to the plate. 4 for 5 or 5 for 5. I didn't catch it, but this guy is locked in with great stats.
Yeah, as great a batter as
Oh,
Billy.
it's deep.
Oh, boy.
Left
And there he
field,
is.
and this game is going to be over. In the bottom of the 11th, the mighty Mallards, they really finish off an XBL Classic. What a great ball game we have here, and it ended the way it started with an absolute nuke over the fence.
Yeah, and there was that visible slider we've been talking about. They had been kind of front dooring the ball in there, and it was working, and he tried to come across the plate on Billy, and with his bat speed, amazing swing, just incredible to pull that outside pitch, and Ed Shaka still get the monster walk-off home run.
Yeah, what an insane game. Hard to catch our breath the entire time. The high-scoring game, the amount of home runs, the way these two guys made mistakes, but also took advantage of the other guys' mistakes. What an epic game. And it's 2-1 now. Once again, the home team wins. Billy takes the lead in the series 2-1. We've got game 4 coming right back at you. And, man, if it's anything like this one, you're going to want to hang on tight because that was truly one of the most insane games I've ever been a part of and able to cast. I bet we see more of it in game 4. So We're going to take a minute here, switch between. There's so much to say about that game, but we've got one right behind, and we're going to move on to it. So give us a minute. Let me switch everything over. I'll catch you on in a second. All right, hello, everybody. Me and Miss couldn't hardly stop talking about the game right there in the behind the scenes, but what an epic game one we see. I mean, in game 3 that we see is Billy's able to take advantage and win once again at home, and now we're back to where the Matrix call home at Bengata Bowl. And we'll see. I think when you look at this fourth game, it's more sustainable for Billy to score like that, but it's surprising now. Back-to-back games, we see Spliff put up so many runs compared to his average, and something that could really bode well for him, because you'd expect Spliff to be able to lock down Billy a little bit better than he did right there if he's able to score the way he did.
Hey, Uni, I seem to have lost my feed or something. I'm not sure.
Okay, 1 second.
Hold on a sec. Hold on.
Sorry, y'all are going to see our beautiful faces for a second. Let me switch it over. There you go, missed.
Back into the chat. Hold on.
All right,
here.
see it now. Oh, y'all want me to change? Come on, y'all really need me to change the series? I know y'all are watching.
Okay, we're good.
I know you're all watching. Okay. I know you're all watching. Don't make me change it. Yeah, like people are saying in the chat, 2-1. We see the first out here for the Mighty Mallards. I wasn't even watching. I can't even tell you what happened, but they got out. So 2-0 now.
You'll take any out in this series.
Exactly.
For sure.
After that third game. And now we see a stronger pitcher on the mound. Higher velo, pretty much the same junk. Another 5-pitch arsenal. Interesting to see no 4-seam on the starter here, but a lot of movement.
Yeah, it's a funky arsenal, but it can be effective. Yeah, I think the Merovingian is actually one of Spliffy's favorite pitchers.
First baseman not able to get there, and now we see the first hit of Game 4. Wonder if we're going to see 45 more of those the way we did in Game 3. Good speed on first now with just 1 out. And that one's right field. Not going to be deep enough, though. Bengata is shorter than Shaka, y'all, but it's not. I mean, if you can score 14, 15 runs the way they just did at Shaka, you can score 20 anywhere else. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this goes. We'll see if Metalhead codes in 6 home runs again. But, man, the way we saw the batting prowess of both of these guys, really impressive. We'll see if the pitching is able to show out for Spliff here, who really relies on his pitching normally. He's got a 2-2 count here. 2 outs. Looking for that third of week changeup. And, yep, it's going to find its way to center field. A couple on now. Mouse throws it into Trinity. Taylor Tornado up. Contact righties, but power lefties. Interesting build on this batter. 2.25 ERA after we saw a 0 ERA pitcher. But hang on a second, a gapper over there to left field. Mouse is going to dive and miss, and now it's going to probably cost him 2 runs. We're going to see around second, around third. Yeah, 2 runs here early for Billy. He's got, hang on a second. Does Spliff know what's going on? He doesn't throw it.
I think he's locked up. No?
I don't know. He was stuck there in between.
Yeah, maybe he was looking away from the screen.
I mean, maybe Spliff's being nice. You catch me in the playoffs, I'm not being nice to anybody. I don't care.
I don't think anybody's that nice. I think
I don't know. Spliff's a good vibes type of guy. Dive from the shortstop, Neo. Good arm, and it's going to be just enough by a step. Gave up 2 runs on 3 hits there in the first, and now we see low velo. First time we've seen this. Quick first out there after the first pitch. Sloss Simpson on the mound. We see higher accuracy on this pitcher than we saw. Surrounded trait could come into effect later on. We've got a moving fastball. We've got a fork ball.
This is the pitcher that I faced in Game 5 against Billy, and I was excited to have him in there because I felt like even though I didn't hit him great in the first game we played, I thought I could really attack him, and I didn't do it. He's a slippery character, this Sloth.
Yeah, this is someone that it's hard for some people, but for other people, this feels like a cakewalk when you get a pitcher like this with a fork ball. That one's left field. Is it going to find its way off the fence? And it does, but he kind of held the runner up with 1 out. Is he going to round third? He's going to round all the way home and to third, and he's barely safe. And he's able to score 1, and now Dozer's up with these crazy stats. And, man, we haven't seen an intentional walk yet. You know he's throwing to him, and here's a sac fly. And just like last game, the lead does not stay safe for long. We're already tied back up. 2 runs each here in the first. And Wishbone, sorry about the score thing. Yeah, I had to adjust it. But get in here for Game 3, and you already know, man. Your league office. Come on. Early 2-0 count.
I don't think Billy has built the greatest defensive team. The outfielders don't have arms. The infield tends to kick it around some. So that does play to Spliffy's advantage, who is a player that tends to put the ball in play.
Well struck ball left field. Is going to find a gap, and it's misplayed.
Oh,
the center
my.
fielder takes a bad angle, and we're going to see him running around the bases again. The second triple of the inning, and this one scores another run, and the lead is swapped back. We've already got a couple of lead changes here, and the pitcher's already tense.
I don't know the speed of that center fielder, but my center fielder could run circles around that center fielder.
We've definitely seen just the fact that Billy is a rookie. Not the way he plays necessarily. We've seen it, I think, on the mound, the way he doesn't have like that cheat code type of pitch to go to. But I think his build, like you said, has really caused problems. If you give Billy a different build, something that suits more his style, he's higher than the 6th seed he is, and he's a lot more dangerous.
Yeah, this is. I think this is a similar example to Dynasty, but also a similar example to Mama June, who came in and dominated AAA his first season before his roster, and Oxbox eventually bit him in the buns, but basically ran roughshod with an extremely awkward roster, to say the least.
Yeah, and there in the second, Billy got out really quickly, and now his shortstop drops the ball. The momentum is definitely on the Matrix side. After they gave up those first two, they were able to put up 3, and now we see a quick inning from the Mallards at the plate and a drop from the shortstop pitcher. Like I said, it's tense. See if Spliff's able to take advantage early and bring that bullpen out, but he swings on a bad pitch and an 0-2 count. He's used to the way Game 3 went, and in Game 3 it seemed like every swing like that got out. And now Sprinter might save him here, a double play opportunity, and it does save him. We saw that in Game 3 as well. Sprinter can be really valuable on bats like that.
A couple of really bad swings from Spliffy. Now he lays into a forkball. You love to see that.
Yeah, he hit the forkball well.
Just, you know, even for a free swinger, there are certain pitches that even they know you can't be swinging at.
Yeah, surrounded on now on top of tense. We're seeing the accuracy dwindle, but he's able to get the out there on a pretty well-located curveball. After a hot and heavy first inning, scoring 3 and 2, we see a shutout inning in the second. We're into the top of the third here in Game 4 of our AAA semifinals. Remember, prior to this, we have Snow and Elron Coin facing off in our doubleheader for tonight. And a beautiful night from Texas, a great night for any outdoor activity, but I couldn't be happier doing these match of the weeks. And they've really made it worth it in Game 3, and now Game 4 looks great. That one might find its way inside the line, and it does. Good grab over there off of the wall, and it's going to hold him at first because of it.
Wow. Yeah, nice play by the right fielder there. It looked easy, but it's so hard to control those caroms properly at any stadium.
Change up inside. It's going to be 2-0. A hitter's count here for Billy. Saw him take advantage of a lot of these opportunities in Game 3. I think you might see him a little swing happy like we saw Spliff just because of the way Game 3 went. They probably feel really confident. And once again,
really
a gapper.
rode over the plate.
Yeah, a bad pitch there on the third strike, and he's going to round him. Now we see it tied again with only 1 out, and we might see our third lead change of the game. Be interested to see if he walks him here. Yeah, he's got a really strong bat at the plate. He's going to pitch to him, though. A decent bat behind him as well. ERA for this pitcher is already tripled through 2 1/3. Weak changeup. It's popped way up in the air.
It's really hit.
Hang on. And it is going to find its way out. That one just kept floating, and found its way into the bleachers. And Hero with 4 home runs just today through like 6 at-bats. He's got like 4 home runs. Are you going to keep pitching to him? You've got to pitch around that guy.
Yeah, I don't know what his stats and build are, but I think we're going to see about 20 copies of him next season.
Yeah, Billy's whole lineup is going to be reminiscent of Hero after this series. Dude's been a monster, and the lead has shifted again. It's 5-3. He's able to get the third out there, but not without giving up the lead. 3 runs. And now we see Dozer come up to the plate who had a home run or two of his own in the last game. Off-speed hitter can really bode well against a pitcher like this. He sees a cutter, able to put it up there for a leadoff single. And this is starting to shape up a lot like Game 3. It's already a pretty high-scoring game through 3 innings. Dive from the third baseman. Does he go to second? He does. I had a feeling he was going to second. He did that same thing last game.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have got him at first, as it turned out. There was no play there.
Yeah, in back-to-back innings, we see surrounded come into play on top of tenths. We'll see if Spliff is able to take advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah, and this is okay on a low velo, but I don't like that great at all.
Ooh, 3-2 count now. Swings at a ball out of the zone. It's not going to turn into a double play, though. Infield fly. First out on what would have been a ball. Could have had the bases loaded. Another good batter up to the plate, Morpheus. 1-1 now. And that one's a weak cutter outside. Low pitch is engaged. We'll see if he rounds third. He does. The outfield arm too much, though. He turns him back.
Oh, it was there. Okay.
Yeah, he's got a decent arm. Not what you're typically going to see in the XBL. A lot of times you see a juiced up center fielder bunt on the infield. Interesting.
Bunter ace exterminator.
Does he go home? No, he goes for the double play. And he's not going to get it by a step. And it's going to allow the Matrix to score a run and bring it back to a 1-run game. Pitcher here, tense, really hurts his batting stats. Trying to help himself here. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a pitcher hit.
Yeah, Mallards need to hold here.
He's looking, though. Does he want to sub this early? He doesn't. He thought about it twice.
Yeah, he can't do it.
1-2 now. He gives him a strike, and he is able to put it in center field.
No, you can't give that up.
I don't know. Just the way this series has been, I just felt like the pitcher was bound to get a hit there.
Spliffy.
Yeah.
With no reticle to work with, he got on a moving pitch of some sort. I think it might have been a changeup or a two-seam.
And man, these guys can't hold the lead for even half an inning. They're right back even 5-5 here in the top of the fourth. That one's well struck right field. Gonna find a gap, as we've seen Billy do a lot, finding these gaps between center field and the corners. And he's got a leadoff double. And just like we said, the lead was tied back up, but you would expect it to be switched back to Billy's side as he gets a leadoff double here. Curveball finds his own. Inside on the moving fastball. Looking for a changeup now, bottom corner. A little bit low, 2-1. Only 46 pitches with the amount of runs scored. We've seen some quick bats, some early count swings. Slider, pretty nasty, and his catcher drops it. He's going to run to third. It's not going to be in time on the throw.
It was a great pitch, but Billy didn't buy it.
Yeah, that was a great slider, something you're going to see a lot of the league chase, but he watches it twice in a row.
Oh, my.
And that just shows why Billy's so scary. He's able to watch that, and if you give him any meatballs, he's going to send it over the fence. Spliff in danger here. Danger red for sure, as Miss would like to say. Man on first and third, no outs. And we see a reliever come into the game now here in the fourth. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a pinch hitter.
Yeah, and one thing about this type of pitcher with no four seam is sometimes your gimmicks can kind of run stale, so he needs to watch that.
Slider up. Watches it again. Really a good eye on these sliders right now. Curveball. It's going to be high, and he's walked.
Yep,
the base is loaded.
He's used to seeing a lot of motion here. That's why his eye is so good.
And this could be really dangerous. Bases loaded, no outs. Not a great batter at the plate. RBI 0 is on. But this pitcher looking pretty weak. 2-1. Spliff not able to find the zone.
I think you have to get him out of here.
He doesn't get him out, and now he holds the runners, which is gonna cost him 1 run, but he is able to score 1, bring everyone around. 6-5 now. And like I said, another half inning where the lead is changed.
I'm pretty sure the jig is up. He needs to get the Merovingian out of here.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see a Von Asen level pitcher like Spliff keep this guy in. He's got crossed up. That's the second drop by the catcher, but it is a strike. 2-1 now.
I can see why he would leave him in there, but I think this gag is running stale very fast.
Red reticle, and it's going to kind of bad slide over there, and then we'll see how many runs this is able to score. He's going to keep rounding, and the outfielder finally able to get to it, and a triple's scoring 3 runs, and it's 9-5 now. Mallards are up. Pitcher is rattled, still keeping him in, and once again gets hurt by it. He brings him back to third. What is Billy doing?
Mistake.
I don't know. These guys are being nice, bro. These guys are being really nice. Spliff let Billy keep a guy on, and now Billy pays him back by keeping a guy at third. I'm sure he's trying to get a... Hero is up again. Be on the edge of your seat, folks, because Hero has been a monster, and he hits it right field again. Don't tell me it gets out. It does get out, and Hero, have yourself a night. His 6th home run through 2 games.
Oh, boy.
My, oh my, RBI Hero's been on every time this guy gets up, and he's delivered every single time. 12-5, 7-run lead for Billy here.
Yeah, you could almost expect that with a stale pitcher out there. I mean, Hero's been so on there. That wasn't even a surprise.
Yeah, you'd be surprised to see anything but a home run from Hero at this point. Man, oh man, he had 3 home runs coming into Game 3, and he's got 9 now halfway through Game 4. Finally able to get the first out after giving up 7 runs without getting 1 out. He still has this pitcher in. That one's left field. Is he going to find a gap? It's going to have to be a tough play, and he's able to get there. Just enough speed from Agent Smith. Now, after a really tough start to this inning, 2 outs.
Yeah, I think at this point you might as well leave him in, because if you're going to come back here, you're going to have a strong pin late.
Yeah, that's a good point. Agent Smith, is this one going to float again? The wind has been blowing from home plate to the outfield, but not going to be enough here. A couple of outs put away over there in left field, Agent Smith, but man, the Matrix down 7 runs, and you feel like Spliff needs to score here. The way Billy's hitting, you've got to get this lead closer, because you would almost expect Billy to put up some runs in the next half inning, and he brings in his reliever as well. Has that 4-seam screwball slider, just super strange arsenal. Did not work for him in the last game. Specialist on this pitcher as well.
And no accuracy, so he does have some motion, which is good, but and has gotten a couple of missed reticles so far, so that junk paying off a little bit.
Yeah, we see back-to-back lineouts to the second baseman, but this one's able to get through. He's had a good game. I'm not sure the name. I didn't catch it, but that off-speed hitter's had a really nice night. Gets another single right there. Now we see Trinity come up. Specialist is working on her, but still decent stats, enough to do some damage. 3-0 count now. K Neglector is going to be on if it gets late in the count, but he swings at the 3-0 on what would have been a ball, I believe, and now a shutout inning from Billy. And if you're Spliff in the Matrix here, the way Billy's been batting, you know you've really got to locate well here. Every pitch is dangerous. Pitcher well struck, but no stats. He still has this pitcher in there. I mean,
he needs another clean half inning here, and he can get rolling on offense. There is plenty of time.
Right.
We haven't seen the best pitching from either player.
And he does get a clean inning here really quickly. Wow, what a difference between the 5th inning and the 4th inning from Billy. But if you're Spliff, that's what you need to do. Get a clean inning and now come back up to the plate. You've got some strong batters up. He's able to get the first pitch swinging, curveball up at the top of the zone, and he's got one on.
Yeah, you're just looking for singles here, and that's kind of a Spliffstar specialty. He can get some grounders through the middle and a few Texas leaguers here to put some pressure on.
Billy's really turned this set tonight in games 3 and 4 into his type of ball game with the high scoring. But Spliff able to get another one, and the fielder's not able to grab it. It's going to be
now. There's no double play in play, so that's perfect.
Yeah, now he's got no outs, man, on second and third. Even though Billy has really turned these 2 games into his type of ball game, Spliff's done an impressive job of keeping up with the run scoring compared to what we're used to. And that one with the infield adjustment's going to cost him. It's going to score 2 and a .3 drop just to add on to it. The single scores 2, and now the run is cut down to 5. And finally, we see this pitcher pulled. He waited 2 whole innings. He didn't even think about who he was going to bring in. He brings in Soren. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Pinch perfect's negated by the specialist. Double play opportunity here. He goes to second. It's over the first. Not in time, though, by just a step.
Wow, interesting call.
Yeah, I think they got, what's that dude's name? Something like Rodriguez or something. Whoever that MLB umpire is who sucks.
Right.
He's over there.
Right, I know who you mean, but
base.
I don't know the name either.
I don't know his name, but he's over there on first base.
Angel Hernandez, is it?
Angel Hernandez, you're right. Dude sucks.
Yeah, Angel over there at first base. We didn't even know we had him here, but there he is.
Yeah, you don't know he's there until he gets a bliffed call like that one. And then he puts his fingerprints all over it. Jackie Junk up to 22 pitches, gives up another hit. Second baseman drops it. He's getting around first. He's going to be aggressive here. No.
That hurts. Oh, that really hurts.
Normally you might be able to get that by, and I think Spliff might not be super familiar with the interesting build the Mallards have. They actually have a good arm on their second baseman, and it pays off right there.
Yeah, but another thing, though, Uni, I think a little bit of poise from Billy there, because he's been chunking some of those balls into the dirt, and that was a good throw.
Right. Yeah, we saw him cost himself a couple runs last game in the field, but right there he's able to make the right play.
Number 16.
That one's going to find itself over the right field. It's going to turn into a double. Billy's been really hitting these lines well. No, he brings it back to first, respects the arm over there at right field. Great arm out there from the right fielder. I believe that was Hero that just batted, and to the surprising tone, he did not get a home run, but this one's deep right field. A little bit interesting of a route, but Mouse is able to get there. Yeah, Hero's had all those home runs tonight, but only a single when he came up this inning. If you're Spliff, I'm surprised you even pitched to him. RBI Hero wasn't engaged, but holy crap, I'm not throwing to Hero the rest of the series after what he's done tonight.
Yeah, I think Hero probably the only SMB player in history whose jersey sales took a hit because he got a single.
Yeah, and if you play in these seasons here in the XBL, if you do something the way you've been doing something with Hero, this is how you get those type of players in your lineup. You just can't change their name. People start to learn them, and you've got to keep that type of guy. I know there's a lot of players in the XBL with position players like that where you know their name because of the way they've made their mark in the playoffs. And now we've got a single over to right field. Bases are going to be loaded, 2 outs. This is a monumental at bat for the mighty Mallards. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Yeah. You can't go out of here empty. You can't let Spliffy get his foothold on that mountain.
Yeah, Spliff was able to score and then hold him to no runs in the last inning. If he can do it here again, the momentum's on his side. 1-2 now.
Ooh, that was Billy's pitch.
He's going to see if he can get a chase here. He doesn't. A drop by the catcher is not going to matter. It rolls not too far away. Train man looking to keep his team in the game here. High fastball, and it's going to find its way into the outfield.
Through though, wow.
Doesn't round at third. I think he might have been able to get there, but didn't choose to run. Pitcher comes up now. I think we're going to see a reliever, Jackie Junk. Pitched a couple innings. We've seen so much reliever action from these two because of the run scoring.
It's still only the 6th, so if you're
Oh
Spliffy,
boy, he jumped instead of dove, and now it's going to score 2.
He gets there anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he does either. That was an absolute frozen rope down the third base line, and now it was 2 outs with a chance to have a shutout inning, and Billy's able to push 3 across. We're all the way up to an 8-run lead now, but if y'all watch Game 3, this is not safe by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, and you might recall me mentioning both in the first set and this one that I was to the point in playing Billy where I was basically using 2 pitches. And you can see somebody as good of a pitcher as Spliffstar is basically having nothing he can throw up there that's going to slow him down.
Yeah, and you get players like this in the AAA that really come on and start to learn things, and it feels like, I mean, I played Dynasty on Match of the Week last year. It felt like no matter what pitch I threw, no matter what location, they're able to put a decent reticle on it. And Spliff's in that scenario right now. He's got to get some runs of his own. He's down 8. We're starting to get into these late innings, and Billy is up 2-1 in this series. 3-1 is really where you start to see all the pressure. You see the back against the wall. Matrix have 2 quick outs here. They're swinging early. This one's down the third base line. Hero with a great play over there at third base. After all he's done at the plate, he's able to make a good diving stop over there at third. And now Billy back up to the plate. Only needs 2 runs to get this into run rule territory.
Yeah, and I think because of all those heroics from Hero, he made that play at third. I think any normal player would have bobbled it and kicked it around.
Yeah, he's got the locked in.
Given him a chance, but he's so locked. He's probably on fire at this point.
Yeah, if we had Mojo carry over, he'd be astronomical. I don't know if there's any. I haven't played enough of regular SMB outside of the XBL. I don't know if there's anything above on fire, but he would have it.
There is. Jacked.
Jacked? Yeah, he would be jacked, as Hero has really shown his prowess. But there's deep
Oh,
left field, and that
no.
one's going to get it to 10 runs.
Speaking of jacked.
Yeah. Once again, the Mighty Mallards show off why they are in the semifinals. A deep shot to left field. It's Swift this time. And 2 home runs for Hero in this game. 4 for 4, 2 singles. The man we've talked so much about. Just gave up a home run. We'll see if he pitches. Oh, that's a weak fastball. Hang on.
Oh, my.
But he watches it.
This is where you literally rolled the ball up there.
And the 2-seam finds its way. Man, are you surprised or what? Oh, it's caught over there at the wall. A couple feet further, and that's over the wall. Hero might be the first time he's got put away tonight. 17-7 here, folks, in the 4th game of our series. Billy up 2-1. Spliffstar really going to have to work his magic and do something truly epic to try to come back in this ball game. First, he's got to try to get out of this inning. Weak changeup. Is she going to be able to get over to it? And she's not. It finds its way over the fence. We get a 3-2 count. Fastball up high, and he's able to put a jolt into it. It's over there into that gap, something he's been familiar with. It seems like he hits it over the fence or into that gap more times than not. And he's got a double with 1 out.
Yeah, we have seen an astronomical number of gappers in this series, which at the big parks can actually they're even more valuable at a big park if you can gap those balls.
Yeah, that's why a lot of times you see these big park players run really fast outfields. Spliff's got a decent speed in his outfield, but it's mostly all put on that center fielder. And he walks him here. He's setting up the double play opportunity. Not a terrible decision there to pitch around. He's going to look at his bullpen now. Brings in. Spliff knows his team so well, I can't even check to see who he brings in. He's got the SPRP. APOC trying to get a double play ball set up here. 1-1. Another pitcher with no 4-seam. Good curveball in the corner. This one's weak, though, and Billy's able to take advantage of that. And it's going to send him around the bases yet again. Another gapper from Billy, and it's going to bring 2 in, and this lead is up to 12. This thing is getting not only to run rule territory, but to the point where you've got to get inside of the run rule and some.
Yeah, the RNG is so insane now with all the offense. It's almost impossible to locate against a player who you absolutely have to locate against, and that's kind of why we're seeing this balloon.
Right, you're saying that to a T. Spliff is known for his pitching, but I'm sure he would agree with us. His location has not been as crisp as he's used to. And it's been RNG plus the lack of location. Oh, boy. It's been RNG plus the lack of location that has led to such high-scoring games from Billy. And another walk, a great eye on the curveball there. RBI 0 is engaged.
Yeah, and
there it goes, third out.
I was going to say, anybody who's played lazy more than 1 or 2 times has lived this nightmare.
I can tell you firsthand, it's not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. It is once certain players, once you give up RNG and momentum, they're just too good, and you can't stop them.
And Billy, once again, he's got a lot of low accuracy pitchers. Billy Beam comes in here, 4-seam and 2-seam with that curveball to throw off the timing. 9 ERA because the way this series has went. If you're Spliff, not only do you need 2, you need 3 at the least to keep this game in play. He lines out with the first batter, though. First out of the inning as Billy is looking to take a 3-1 advantage in this series. The rookie really impressing tonight. That one's going to drop, maybe, and it does. Third baseman Hero not able to have the heroics this time. Drops over his shoulder.
He almost had to bend like a pretzel to even make a play on that one. A little stiff over there, though.
I mean, the way Heroes played tonight, I'd expect a between the legs catch from him.
Exactly.
But now we've got 1 out, 2 on, and the Matrix looking to keep this thing alive. The way we saw scoring in the last game, it is not out of the picture for this thing to still be within reach for Spliffstar. Not known as a batter, but Billy's been leaving some balls over the plate. Spliff's been taking advantage. Watches that one at 100 miles an hour. Rally stoppers on. That one's another blooper. He's going to round the bags. Hang on. He's gonna go for it once again. Once again. You can't take a risk like that when you need runs to keep your game alive.
I mean, he had home plate. I mean, wow.
Well struck right field, but it's not going to drop, and there is the third out. And Billy, after a really impressive showing from both of these guys on the offensive side, takes the series lead 3-1, and the rookie in firm control of this series now as Matrix head is spinning, wondering what they can do on the mound against a team like this.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody can figure it out, it's Spliffstar. Thankfully for him. If it was anybody else, I'd say it's over. But you know, he's got a little time to think about it now, and certainly whatever he was doing there is not going to do.
Yeah, like you said, with anyone left in the playoffs at this point in the AAA, like we've mentioned, we've got the top 3 hitters in the league all in the Final Four right now. Then we've got Spliff, who is the outlier. He is the pitcher. Right now, Billy obviously has firm control of the series. He's really made it his ball games. He's made Spliff try to play more of his style, but we know Spliff is a really intelligent player, and he is a great pitcher. And if you're going to expect anybody to be able to adjust and climb back in this series, we just saw Snowbird in that last series against Burning Ice, the Von Asen winner, get up 3-1, and he was able to battle back, bring it to a Game 7, make it really, really close. So you'd hope Spliffstar could do more of the same, take a page out of Burning Ice's book here.
Yeah, I think what Spliffstar needs to learn from this is he can't let it turn into this. It can't be this kind of a game, because as good as he is at kind of riding the momentum, it's clear that with Billy's bat, it becomes too insane. He doesn't want to be fighting that battle. He needs to pull this down to a 3-5 game. It can't be 20-19. It's just going to be too hard. You're not going to win 3 games like that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like you said, I don't think this is sustainable for Spliff. He is scoring well above what he normally scores, but at the same time, Billy's scoring also more than what he scores, and that's surprising to see against a pitcher like Spliff. But we could talk all night about Game 3. What an insane game. Went into extras, really high scoring, back and forth the entire time. We see the same in Game 4. It was really back and forth in those middle to early innings. And then late in the game, Billy's able to take advantage of the pitching more so than Spliff was and send some out of the ballpark and hit some gaps. So here in our AAA semifinals, we've got Billy up 3-1 going back home. Spliff's back against the wall. He's trying to break through and be a 10 seed to make it to the finals, something you're not really going to see even with a 6 seed Billy. We're not seeing the top dogs in terms of the standings on this side, but they're playing like top dogs and they're showing while they're here. So we've got a great set or a great series so far between these two. It's been really, really fun. And I expect to see more of the same. I wouldn't be surprised if Spliff is able to stretch this out to a 7-game series. We're going to bring it back at you, I believe, on either tomorrow or Sunday. It's kind of up in the air right now, depending on availability. But after we saw 2 great games tonight, right after this one here at 9 o'clock Eastern here in about 25 minutes, we've got Snow versus Elron Coin facing off in another series that is just deadlocked at 1-1, and they both showed that they can do exactly what Billy showed here tonight, exactly what Spliff showed here tonight, and put the ball over the fence, score a lot of runs. So if you've got any quick things to say about the Snow and Elron series, I know you're on the cast for that one right after this one. I'll let you say a little bit before I get us out of here. I know you need to rest the vocals.
Yeah, it's gonna be an offensive series, obviously. It was really interesting the way Elron grabbed momentum in game number 2. That was kind of scary. But we know Snow is capable of the same thing. So I'm not sure I think Snow has the advantage just because she's the 1 seed, but if she wasn't the 1 seed, I don't know. They both basically blew each other out. So pitching is important. It'll be interesting to see what the starters look like, what the builds are, because these people are not easy to hold down. Snow does run some funky arsenals, and I know Elron at times has a little difficulty locating. So we could see more fireworks, or who knows? Every time we expect something, it's always the opposite. But I do expect a pretty high scoring couple of games here coming up.
Yeah, I do too, and I think this year's semifinals is really different than last year's. We saw the pitchers make it to the finals in Ricks and Zlat last year in the AAA, but man, oh man, as the bats and the way that people can hit the ball in the AAA this year really shown out here in the Final Four. We've got some really fun, high-scoring games that have been going on. Huge shout-out to Spliff. Huge shout out to Billy tonight. Really fun games. I was glad I got to cast them with you, and we've got more of that coming as we run the end of the series this weekend, and we're going to get the AAA semifinals wrapped up. But like I said, Elron and Snow coming up here at 9 o'clock Eastern here in 20 minutes now. So if y'all want to see some more fireworks like you saw in these games, some more high-scoring games, I guarantee you those are going to be high-scoring. If they're not, then, my gosh, I'm putting all my money on high-scoring. But like Miss said, you never know in the playoffs. You never know how it's going to go. And we'll see if
they ain't both going to go cold. They ain't going to both go cold, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I would agree. You might get one of them, but man, oh man, Elron and Snow, 2 heavy hitters. So you're gonna see some fun games and some high scoring. So yeah, like I said, 20 minutes from now, y'all tune in. We'll get it back up and jumping. It was a great set tonight between these two, and we'll finish all of the AAA this weekend. We'll get y'all both series, both semifinals wrapped up before we roll into the XBL next weekend and show y'all those semifinals. So thanks for watching, guys. Shout out to both of these guys that played. Thanks for the recordings. Thanks for making everything smooth and simple on my end. And it was really fun casting with you, Mist. I'll catch you next time. And we're going to have a surprise guest on that next series tonight. Y'all make sure y'all tune in because it's someone that I know y'all all love and enjoy. So we'll be back at you in 20 minutes. We'll catch y'all then.